Hello everyone. These days, many of us spend quite a bit more time at home. And I thought to start a new series on this channel, which I titled Optimize Your Home. In this series, I will talk about some of the projects I'm doing on a regular basis, which may include do-it-yourself projects, cooking projects, gardening projects, and of course, some of the gear optimization projects I'm doing as I'm building this channel. In this first episode, we will talk about replanting of houseplants. We'll be using ingenious Lechuza containers which have a self-watering feature by capillary action. We've used these containers for a number of years and invested in more today. Enjoy the video, let me know what you think, and stay tuned for more. I'm going to be taking you for a ride with me, not on a bike, which I typically would do today, but it is a rainy, cloudy, foggy day outside, somewhat exciting, and something which we wanted to do for a while. We have a number of plants in our household, and some of them are overgrown. I already spent time trimming them today, and now it's time to replant them. I want to show you some of new containers we've got. We actually used this brand. It's called Lechuza. It's a German brand. These are containers which come in various sizes, and they're fairly expensive, but nevertheless, they're highly popular among gardeners, especially when you have plants which require quite a bit of irrigation. They have a special meter or gauge for the water. As you pour in water, in fact, they have different openings, but this particular one has opening, and the water actually sits at this level approximately in the bucket, and there is a wicking mechanism which brings this moisture up into the plant. We also have a banana palm tree which has been actually growing in one of these containers, where I always maintain some amount of water in, because the bucket for the plant is smaller than the bucket outside. I was able to see what level of moisture is there. So you could avoid buying expensive Lechuza plant and do something like this. But I want to put this plant into larger Lechuza bucket. And this plant been struggling and surviving through all kinds of drought. We want to give it a Lechuza bucket as well. So this is the project for today. There's something else here. This is a major project. My wife knows exactly the names for these, but we have 5 of them now, 5 of them inside, and we need to replant them. So we want to separate them and put them in separate containers. This particular plant does very well in the shade in our house, and I want to plant them in one of these Lechuza containers as well. As I'm unpacking these containers, let me tell you about why they are so great. These containers help many plants, whether it be desert plants, succulent plants, or water-loving plants, to survive even with infrequent irrigation. And that's the point. Infrequent irrigation, such as once per week to up to months, once per month, this is, in my mind, a significant optimization. So let's go ahead and actually start the project. Okay, I unpacked all 4 boxes for each of the sizes. Let's look at assembly of the floater. So by inserting the actual floater, polystyrene inside, we are placing it inside of the large tube where it will be traveling. At the bottom there's a cup with the slots, openings for water to penetrate in. Then there's a top cup which covers the tube, a little window, plastic window inserted inside. Now the indicator travels inside, and to protect the water filling part from the dirt, which will be here in a moment. So we're inserting indicator inside. When we fill it with water, the water level will push it up, so we know how much water is underneath this shelf. And now in order to make this water to come up, we need to fill it up with this material, which is has high wicking properties for water, and that would be in contact with the soil, so the soil will continue wicking moisture towards the roots. So it's an ingenious system, simple, straightforward, works well. We had it for years, and I really enjoy working with this system. So it's very easy to open it up, fill it up directly, close it, or irrigate plant directly from the top, but then you need to wait for water to seep down if you want. It will come up in a few minutes, showing you your real level of the water in the system.
Let's fill in the large buckets the same way. Then we'll be ready for planting, for adding actual soil. And so the next one is this beautiful ficus tree, which just consumes a lot of water, evaporates, purified our air, and it looks so nice inside of the house. It handles very bright light as well as not so bright settings. It's still growing, producing leaves. I just trimmed it today, so let's replant it to a larger container as well. I will attempt to extract it out of. So first of all, as I showed you, these buckets consist of two parts. Now the question is how I will be able to extract it out, and I will try to simply gently pull and maybe transfer the whole thing as one unit. Wow, look at this. Almost perfect level, maybe a little bit even too high. Cut off some of these roots so it's evenly placed in the ground. So this should give us a better level. Let's measure again. So if it will go down, we need a little bit extra soil first. It's a good physical exercise. I didn't get to ride today, but lifting buckets, moving dirt, it helps. Plus it's all in fresh air, which is a paramount. We're not supposed to go outside, interaction with other people, so let's play at home. Let's do some chores. That's why I started this series of sharing with you what we have to do on a daily basis, and perhaps it will be interesting and useful for some of you. I'm having fun, so I hope that'll inspire you to do something like this. All of this messy preparation on the driveway, I'll have to pull out a blower, clean it all up. That's why it's a good idea to do replanting of plants outside. Inevitably, it is a messy operation. But the reward is there, and I think it's worth it. So we're almost done. So when I plant plants, this is dry soil. I'm not over compacting it, but it provides for stability of the plant, and it also minimizes settling, so you don't have to refill it again with extra dirt because it's settled below the level. The plant will use all the soil we're putting in, so it's, as always, interface between trunk and the soil and roots starting is critical, and not to be covered by dirt. Some plants are okay with that, but most suffering as a result. Okay, we're done with another plant. I'll give it a rinse and we'll bring it inside of the house. So we're going to do quick spraying of plants just so it's been a little bit raining, but I want to wash their trunk a little bit. I'm not filling them with water because I don't want to carry extra water weight inside of the house, but just to give them some rinse. The trunk where I touch them with my gloves. And it's always nice to give plants a little bit of a rinse. The nice thing about Lechuza containers, there are these handles, much easier to carry, especially big containers with plants in them. And then we're going to live, and we just simply insert it into outer jacket. There we go. Now we will be able to water it, and it will adjust its own branches towards the light. And here's the look at replanted today plants in their new locations. I hope they will be happy here. Well, I hope guys you enjoyed this video, found it useful, interesting, entertaining. Please like, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next episode. See you next time.